And we're both dancing away. Hey, 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 mighty pals and divapreneurs. We are here live today with Michelle Garrett and Jennifer Burke. And we're having trouble apparently streaming live to Facebook. This may be an issue on Facebook's end. I've never gotten this error message before. Please check. Well, all right. View it on Facebook. This is I'm having a guest and I can't believe we're getting an error message.
I'm looking.
You're looking. I'm like, seriously, for real? People, we're here to talk about email and social media, and StreamYard's like giving us fits here, and now the mirror message is gone, and I have no idea whether anybody is listening or talking to us, and we may just be having a conversation with ourselves, Michelle.
Hey man, I've done that before. Well, the link to the post says not found. I'm just going to go to your Facebook page and see.
All right, we're both going to go. We're going to both check this out because the two of us combined together ought to be able to figure out what's going on. But if it's a Facebook issue, it's a Facebook issue.
Yeah, it's a Facebook issue apparently because we're not live on Facebook. So where are we live? Hi, people that were live too.
Nowhere. We might be live in my group.
Okay, hi group members.
Hey, we have a comment. Hey! Okay, this is great. And, now I'm going to have to figure out a way to get it back onto the page, but we will. So we're going to go ahead and continue our chat.
There we go.
Because why it would be streaming to half of Facebook and not the rest, I don't know. And the message from StreamYard says, if this continues, try creating a new broadcast or just remove this destination and then re-add it. Well, okay, what happens if I remove that destination? And are we still going live inside of the group? I don't know. We'll just take that away. And yeah, we're just going to cancel. And we're going to keep going. Fine. Woo! Hey, Fran. Cool. Awesome. You tried to do it from your page and it said it was exactly, Fran, there was something going on. So I'm going to put this back to the page after Michelle and I have our chat. This is life happens, people. This is just life happens, and Facebook doesn't want me to show this to the entire world today. So
get it together, Facebook.
It's Facebook. So I have to admit, Michelle, the first question I have to ask when I introduced you and said hello to the Divapreneurs is curious inquiring minds want to know, how did you wonderfully embrace the title of Divapreneur?
Well, I'm a diva and I'm an entrepreneur. And then I was just like, I don't want to just be a regular entrepreneur because that's overrated, right? That's boring. So I decided to
That's white guys in suits, right?
That is. That's like so boring and stuffy and just like, oh, I'm an entrepreneur today. No, I want to be a divapreneur because I'm sassy and I'm fun. And for me, a diva is someone that is driven, inspiring, victorious, and called to action. And so I do that in my personal life, so I sure as heck should do that in my business life as well.
I love it.
That's where it came from.
I love it. So, and I love the fact that you've been showing up that way online for quite some time. For those who, when we get to eventually putting this back on the page, that Divas with a Purpose that's a mighty big following you have on social media.
Thank you. Thank you. It's been 12 years. Like, so I've had folks that have been rocking with me from the get-go. It literally started in my living room where I had a group of girlfriends come together and it just evolved from there. And that community has been with me through a whole lot. If you think about it, my daughter's 9, so they've practically raised an entire kid with me as well. But, they've been
She's your little diva, right?
Yep, my little diva.
And I'm always impressed. So I'm following Michelle, and I love what she's doing. She's got her own business stuff going on. She's rocking her own social posts and her own products. Does she have her own email too?
Mm-hmm. She does not. She has a list that falls under my list.
Okay.
But she does. She has her own email list that she is building as well, and that's one of the things. Now that she's older, she can take a lot more of a hands-on approach to things, and so I show her videos like this where we have conversations and how it works, and then I leave it up to her to say, this is what I want to do, and this is how we're going to do it, and then I help her do it.
That's awesome. And what a wonderful model to be for her friends, for your entire community, for everybody else that's been following you. That's amazing.
Thank you.
So I guess that one of the questions that I'd had is sort of the intersection of, and I had put it up on screen at one point, and I talked to people. I said the intersection of email and social media, because it's not one or the other. And especially as somebody who's been rocking social media as long as you have, and I know because I get your emails as well, that you're loving on your community and list there. So I don't know, talk to me about how you see the intersection of email and social media right now.
Well, you have to have an email list, especially, I mean, today is a perfect example where Facebook is not wanting to play nice with us and show show this video to your page because of whatever got disconnected or whatever. Yeah. But, I have been doing this for 12, 13 years now, and I saw so many bloggers, influencers who created a social media following and literally lost it overnight. And they had no way to connect with their community. They had hundreds of thousands of followers and fans. And because of whatever rule that they may or may not have broken. And so I was lucky enough to have connected with some people really early on that, told me the importance of collecting emails. I still have from way back when I would do like vendor events or in-person events where you had the little notebook that had everybody writing in their emails. So,
got the card in the fishbowl.
Yes, all of that. And so being able to connect with people via email has been important because this can go. Like, I don't own any of these platforms. And that's one of the things that I always tell my community is you can build it up, but your community is only there as long as that platform allows it to be there. If you have someone's email, you're able to still connect with them and still, reach them if something happens and you're not able to get on your social media platforms.
Absolutely. I use the analogy often. It's shifting sands. It's like, why would you build your house on top of, a sinking sand pit?
Exactly.
It's not stable. Now, all that said, you and I both know there's a lot of power in social media to continue to have a community. It's a way to talk about things differently. It's a way to talk to different people. It's about traffic back to your pages and home sites. But folks, if you don't have a home base somewhere and an email list, Michelle and I have both seen it. It can go away. It can change like that.
Quickly.
And so what's helped or best for you in terms of getting people from social media to your email list? And because it's changed over the years, but what's working for you?
For me, it's really giving them tools that they need, resources. So I do printables. I do a lot of printables. I talk a lot about social media. So coming up with, whether it's prompts, whether it's resources that they need. I run challenges as well. And so those things, of course, when there's that, okay, she's giving me this resource that I really want. And then, they're on my email list. And then once they get on my email list, that same nurturing that I do on social media, I make sure that I do that on my email list. So it's not like you see one Michelle on Facebook and Instagram and then you get the same me. And honestly, I think, because you get my emails, I'm a lot more open in my emails. But I'm real and I connect, and it's not like, I'm always trying to like promote and sell. It's just having a conversation. Like when someone opens my email, I want them to, get excited about reading it or look forward to it because, I'm going to value, excuse me, I'm going to value their time and provide them with something that's going to lift up their spirits that day.
I just posted on the page saying that we're Facebook's beating up.
Oh, and you know
what? Glitch. And I think that, that's important. And it's like one of the things that I loved in a couple of the emails that I've gotten from you recently. It's absolutely your personality shining through. It's like you and I both know gifts and emails. We're going to send pictures. We're going to have, your personality can come through. And I love that you said that you're the same Michelle. You just might be a little more Michelle, or you might share things a little differently in an email versus a social media, but we're not different people.
No.
over there. I my emails ramble like my videos sometimes ramble. There are GIFs there. There are GIFs in my pages. I use funny memes and images. I will swear. I will get up on a soapbox. If anything, I've discovered I'm more soapboxy on Facebook in my videos than I maybe even am in my emails. I guess what's one other thing that maybe you do in emails that you don't do on social media? What's one of those reasons why you're like, nah, you want to be on my email list too? You're getting good stuff over here, but you also got to be on the email list.
I provide a lot more value. So a lot of the things that I share on social media, like I may give you like, here's 5 tips on how to do XYZ. But if you're on my email list, you're going to get those 5 tips plus more. You're going to get a printable. You're going to get a video. I provide more value to my newsletter community. And that's what I let them know. I don't, I don't tell them that they're just on my email list. It's like, this is my community. And, anytime they get an email from me, it says, I appreciate you for, allowing me your inbox and being a part of my community. And I share more with them because they have, giving me their email address and they're opening it up and they're clicking through links and they're supporting me in different ways. And there's more of a one-on-one conversation in my emails than there is on social media, because there are some things that people just, for whatever reason, they just don't want to comment on social media. But I typically will have my emails, end with, feel free to reply back. And I have quite a few people that will reply back and we will have a back and forth conversation. So when they respond, they're still getting me. They're not getting an automated response or anything like that. And so I have people that have shared some wonderful things that have had me boohoo crying, and we've celebrated and we have supported each other. So it's just, like I said, it's an extension, and they get an even deeper connection with me via email.
It's relationships, and you said, they gave permission for us to come in. It's like, it's like you let me come across the door, and I'm going to be respectful of your house and the fact that you let me in. And here's goodies. Here's brownies. And but at the same time, it's like, okay, here's brownies, but I want you to invite you back over to my house too, and we're going to have a reciprocate and make sure you bring something to the barbecue when you come back to my place. But I love how you're loving on your list that way. And I swear, folks, this wasn't planned, but the tip that I sent out in the email that nudged you to come and watch today's video, wherever you're going to wind up watching it today, was about a tip to have an open door policy in your email, to make it very clear from the very first email you send, from the very first welcome email, where you are truly welcoming and saying, hey, hit reply. I'm here. I answer my emails. And to make it, to set that expectation up, not only just the expectation, but encouraging the action.
Yes.
Hit reply. Have a conversation. Because there's 2 things. One, it's building relationships.
Yep.
It's fostering trust. You're there for your people. It's your community that we're nurturing and we're loving on. And me on the technical side of things talking about, look, it helps your email stats too. You can turn things like reply tracking on.
Yes.
And now your email marketing software is going, oh, people are replying to this email. Good stuff. Keep doing that.
Keep it up.
Keep it up. But it's also, so like one of the emails that I'm going to be rewriting in my own email welcome series, because part of all of this is me talking about email welcome series, getting those relationships off on the right foot.
Mm-hmm.
Too many solopreneurs who skip past that, and we even had this conversation, you and I, before we even started and get live. Both of us are working on our welcome series. We both went like, oh, what's in that? Oh, folks, I'm leading by doing here, and I know I need to rewrite my own welcome series, which is why I'm going to have a workshop and a webinar about rewriting your welcome series. So we'll make sure that Michelle is there. But
because we learned I need to be there today.
And yet, so as I learned, I'm like, oh my goodness, there's no call to action in my last 2 welcome emails. What the, But one of the things that is built in there is an explicit, hey, do you have a question? What's going on? Let me know what's your business? What are you working on? The explicit timeout, open door type of policy. Mm-hmm. It can't ever hurt you to say, hit reply. Let me know what's going on. Did you like the gift? Did you read the PS? And it's wonderful to hear that you have back and forth conversations and dialogues with your community that way via email.
Yes, I love it.
What would be your top email tip that you would share, especially with somebody who's maybe newer online, or they're struggling to bridge that gap of like, okay, I got a social media following. I'm good over here on IG. I can do a reel, but I don't know. I don't know about the email.
Take what you're putting on social media and put it in your email. Simple as that. If there's a post or something that went really well, I hear feedback. Is that me?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Could be me. Could be the other people working in my house today.
Look, when I hear my own voice, I always double check.
I only hear one of you, Michelle. We're good.
Okay, it may be me. Did I take my mess? No, okay, stop. I'm being, y'all know I'm silly. That if anyone, okay, Fran says she is getting a little bit of feedback. So I don't know where that came from all of a sudden. That's weird.
I don't know.
Okay, wait, I don't hear it anymore.
All right.
Okay, it was just a moment.
Keep rocking.
Yeah, we're gonna keep rocking. So if you're already posting on social media and you're like, I just bridge the gap. Ask your social media folks, are you on my email list? And tell them how to get on there. Show them whatever your opt-in is. If you don't have an opt-in, go ahead and create one. You can take a look at what is one of your more popular posts or videos and create a quick printable or action guide from that, and then say, hey, or I'll give this to you if you go ahead and give me your email and sign up. And then to help my newsletter folks get over to my social media, I'll do a recap of what I posted on social media. Or, if I'm showing up somewhere, I'll send them a quick email and say, hey, catch me live. Or if I forgot to say catch me live, which was probably a good thing since they wouldn't have been able to catch me live, I'll tell them, hey, I did this amazing video earlier today. Here's where you can watch the replay. If you have any questions about anything I talked about, leave it in the comments or just hit reply and, let's see what we can do. But just use what you have and build on it from there. So if you're already rocking it out on social media, just take what you're doing on social media and just copy and paste to get yourself started until you get comfortable with creating emails and having all the tips that Jennifer is going to give you so that you can rock it out and be awesome and amazing.
Speaking of which, I just copied Michelle's post that she has for her free Biz Boost calendar over on one of the comments in the group where we are going on live on now. And I'll make sure that gets into the video to the page as well. And I think it's a wonderful tip because it gets back to one of the other things that I teach about repurposing. Why reinvent things? If you're sharing good things over here in social media, share them via email. If you're sharing an email, share back to social media. Don't assume that the same people are going to see the same thing at the same time. Somebody may never or may not see the Facebook post or your Instagram post, and they may not catch that email the first time.
Right.
So if you're sharing back and forth in a way that is natural for both platforms, they're going to get the good things from you.
Good. Exactly.
And you're not going to be sitting there looking at a white screen going, what do I write? Which is, by the way, foreshadowing and teasing, that's tomorrow's video chat. We're giving you evergreen tips and things to write so that you won't have to come back and tell me that you have no idea what to send in an email. I'm going to give you probably at least 10 different things and ways to come up with things to send in an email. So there was a question, and I am going to post that. So Fran's asking about what kind of printables are you doing and sharing, Michelle?
I do a lot of checklists. My community likes checklists. I do content calendars, and so coming up with different calendars for them to utilize and implement within their posting schedule. I have started doing some printables. Just said printables, but I do affirmations. I've introduced affirmations to my community. So whether it's doing an affirmation that they can print out. Like people were like, can you just make that something I can print up and put on my wall? And I was like, I never thought of that, but okay, if you want it, you can have it. And so I just went in Canva and created, took that affirmation, made it look pretty, and that's something that I can use as an opt-in as well. And I have a list, I have a segment of my list that's dedicated just to people that are wanting affirmation. So I can send them, specials and freebies and things that I create that are around that as well.
Which is awesome. And so there's the nugget in there, folks. She's got a segment of her list that wants affirmations. Not everybody in the Divas with a Purpose universe may want the affirmations, but the ones who do really do.
Yeah.
So that's a perfect way for Michelle to then follow up. It's easier to follow up with them in email than it is on social media because they've already said, hi, send the affirmations here.
Yep.
And you could sell them another low cost, here's more affirmations package. Here's an affirmations journal. Whatever it is that's a natural fit for you. That's a wonderful way to talk about the power and the difference of email to be able to create those little groups within your entire main list.
Yeah.
And send them more of what they want. If your people have told you they want something and people came back to you and clearly said, I want affirmations that I can print and post on my wall, on my mirror, on my computer screen, then okay, let's send them more of that.
Yeah.
And I love that, you're talking about the content calendars. There's probably nobody I know who has a business, who does marketing, that can't use another content calendar.
We all need help. We need all the help we can get.
Yeah, exactly. I'm like, you know what? Maybe I would like to be reminded when Taco Tuesday, is, or why are there 2 national taco days? I don't know, but that's okay. We're going to capitalize. I mean, yeah, it's
like another one, probably.
There's like International Taco Day, National Taco Day, Make a Taco Day. I'm like, clearly we are eventually going to get to the point where it's not just tacos on Tuesdays, but there's room for that. If it makes sense for your business to talk about one of those things, great. Now you didn't have to think of something else. It would made perfect sense for me a week ago. It was Online Learning Day. Well, thank every teacher and every parent who became an online teacher in the last year.
I sucked at it, but believe me, those teachers, they're getting all the love on me. Today's also World Gratitude Day.
It is World Gratitude, which is a great way to thank our audiences, thank our communities, to everyone, thank my guests. There's so many things we can be grateful for in our businesses and our lives. And sometimes it helps to have those types of calendars to remind you, because, hey, there's a nice way to plug things in. And also to remind your community, we're not talking business printables all the time. Right? And I guess that's another question in terms of loving on your list. Some of the things that you send them, it's not all social media and business tips all the time, right?
It's not. And it's interesting because, so I'm a little weird because, not weird, but there's, actually I am, but I have 2 segments.
Who wants to be normal, Michelle?
It's overrated completely. But since I started out as a blogger, I have my blog community. So I have this list that is people that have been rocking with me that I built up over the years. And so the business aspect of my email list is different. And I send out different content to them. So I know Fran mentioned that she thinks that she may not be getting some of the printables, and it could be because I believe Fran came in on the business side. So I'm more business focused on that side versus like the affirmations and the more woo-woo stuff. But because Fran said that, it's like, you know what? I need to ask the people that are on that other list, hey, do y'all want this? Because if so, here's how to get it, and I'll make sure that you get it so that you aren't left out. So I appreciate you for asking that question and making that comment, because I just realized that I don't send my blog content. Every now and then there'll be something that I will encompass as one big email to everyone. But typically I have one email segment that goes out to the, my Divapreneur list, and then one that goes to the folks that came through on the blog side. So that's a good idea.
Which now's a fascinating question. It's like, which way did I come in? And I think I'm mostly getting business. I don't think I've gotten any affirmation emails. I'm like, interesting. And which is another good reminder. And thank you for asking this, because this is something all of us can do, is to ask our communities what they want. Don't assume. Ask them what they want. So one of the ways that I like to do this, and it's kind of easy, it's like you literally make your miniature survey in your email with links. It's like, here's 3 things I'm thinking about sending, or here's 3 things I also talk about. Do you want one of these too?
Mhm.
And if you click those links, for me, in Active Campaign, it means it adds a tag. The tag could then send you the new goodie, or the tag puts you in that nice little subgroup within my list that says, send these people more things about this, about about Trello tips, or maybe somebody wants more content calendars. Cool, maybe I'll be an affiliate for your content calendars. But the point is that you can do that and get information from them, send them more of what they want,
Mm-hmm.
and you can work with your email software by getting them to click things that tells the system that these people are engaged. And Fran is quite right. Fran has multiple tags in Jennifer's emails. Fran is a mighty, mighty super pal, which I love. And I think I showed her once how many tags she has. The answer is, I believe, just about all of them.
I love that.
And I love that. So absolutely, ask, right? It can't hurt. So another question, Michelle, that came in, Lynn is asking us, how much do either of us track the clicks from your emails that lead to a sale or action versus those who are just consuming our valuable and free content? That's such a great question. Do you want to talk about what you do first?
I mean, I do take a look to see what's converting. So if there is something, if I have something that I'm sending out, if people are clicking through to get it, to download it, if there's a purchase, I can see in my store, like, if they came in through my email. I honestly am not too concerned about who's just there getting free content, because that's how I built my community. So I know a lot of the people that connect with me, they need that free content. They're coming to me because they want that information, and they're using that to build their businesses if they're actually consuming it and taking action on it. And I typically will hear back from them when I offer a coaching program, or if I have a webinar or something like that. If they're able, if they built up their business like I've been telling them to do, then they're able to come in that way as well. But I'm not concerned with numbers, those type of numbers, in a way to where I'm looking at it on a regular basis.
Great answer. Similar boat. Yes, there's a lot of people who talk about things like lifetime value of customers, and the value of clicks and conversions, and I think there's room for knowing those sorts of things. I'm a little bit broader, more like Michelle. I want to know what's clicking. I want to know what people are clicking on. And yes, Active Campaign tells me not just how many people click, but exactly who clicked on a given link. And so I know how many people are going to click about each of the video links, and I know who's going to click a link to a webinar. And I'll get a general sense of, is that about where I thought it was going to be, or does it need to be higher? And sometimes it can be something like, well, stop burying the link. In your text, Jennifer, it's like, put it in a button, call it out, make it bold, don't include, this is where people don't do what I do what I say, don't include 17 different links in your emails, make it clear. I'm a believer in community and community building the way Michelle is, that just because somebody's on my list and they're consuming, quote, the free content, I don't think that means you less valuable to me. Right. I also know there's a pretty good chance that maybe you're not at the right stage for whatever I was offering in that email, but you might need the next thing that I offer. You might need that next webinar, or maybe you need to consume more of the free emails so that when I put out the offer that says, hey, let's go write the welcome emails together, you're like, yes, please.
I've been waiting for that. Thank you.
Yes, I've been waiting for that one. You're like, cool. And it's asking, it's about continuing that conversation, because I don't want to assume that you can't afford it. I don't want to assume that I know exactly what you want. I'm going to keep testing and sending you links and sending you content so that you'll show me what you want.
Exactly.
But so, Lynn, that's not the classic metrics head, answer to that about measuring lifetime value and click value and stuff like that. I think you need to pay attention but I also think you just need to write emails, and you need to nurture your community, and you need to keep going, before you get to a point where you're going to start worrying about every single dollar sign that might be attached to a link or a contact.
Yep.
And I hope that answered some of your questions. And Lynn's also asked, to make sure that we show the different ways to get in contact with Michelle. And I did drop a link on one of the video links here within the group, and we are going to make sure that we get that fixed and we send it out to you, so that there is the link to get with Michelle and get her goodness via email as well as social media. But other questions, other comments, anything else you want to add in terms of, because I love how you embraced all of it to build your divapreneurness, that it's not just email, it's not just social media. I think you're on Instagram too. I know I watched a video from you this morning. I'm like, did you do that in IG, or did you do that in a Facebook story, or was it a reel?
Facebook has reels.
Oh, you did that native. Okay. I danced along with Michelle this morning, and there was some good vibes, and there was some music. She was giving us positive love and affirmations. It was a good way to start the day. I'm like,
so I'm a huge proponent of just trying everything at least once. I like to test things out. I'm very curious by nature. So, if you're on the platform and they offer it, give it a try. You might not like it, and it's okay, but at least you gave it a try, and you may be able to see. They did, Lynn. They did. Lynn says my eyes lit up.
And it was all chair dancing. Neither was, so hey, folks, you can do this.
Yeah. I have a reel. I have to tell you in it. I have one where, because I have no rhythm. I'm the first to admit, like, this Black girl has no rhythm at all, y'all. And so,
I didn't want to say anything or go there, but
I'll go there. I have no problems going there. So I have this reel that I shared where I was introducing myself, and I am so off, and I let it know, like, y'all, I don't have no rhythm. Did I mention? And I think that's another thing that endears me with my community, is that I laugh at myself all the time, because I love to laugh and I love to have a good time. Like, I love to dance, but I don't have any rhythm. Like, I dance to whatever's in my head, and 98% of the time it doesn't match whatever might be playing around there. Okay. But yes, Facebook is rolling out reels, so not everyone may have them. But I try it, the lives, all those different things. And I see if my community responds to it. And I ask them about those things as well. Like, do y'all like this? I talk about it. And because I talk about social media within my emails, I try it and let them know, like, hey, there's this new feature out there. Have you tried it? What are your thoughts? Here are some ways that you can incorporate it. Because I can't tell them how to incorporate something if I don't give it a try a few times myself. So you never know what may take off, and what your community may respond to. And it's more email content, because you can tell them, y'all, I did something I never thought I'd do, but here it is if you want to take a look at it.
Absolutely. Oh my goodness. Yes. Test. And don't be surprised also if you test something, you're like, okay, I'm not sure this worked. Try it again later, maybe even, give it a good faith test. I haven't done that in terms of videos, and I'll have to see whether or not I have reels. Probably not, but we'll see when it comes around. Mm-hmm. For me, Facebook Lives were a test. This was, I'm like, oh, I'm not doing that in 2018. It was supposed to be something I was doing with a challenge. I'm like, nope, not doing it. And then friends encouraged me to think otherwise in 2019, mm-hmm. and if you told me then I would have embraced it and done as many lines as I have, I would have thought you were joking. Completely. And yet that's become a thing, and it's become a great source of content, not just on social media, but emails. Folks, you all know I send you the emails that tell you when I'm going to go live, mm-hmm. and you're going to get great value. We've been talking for 35 minutes here. You're getting great value, and I'm going to be able to go back and, we can reuse that. I can send it to you in an email, remind people, hey, come check out this video. So there are so many ways those things can work and play together.
Mhm.
And yes, Fran, you have to go check out. You've got to follow. I believe you did it on the Divas with a Purpose
Yeah.
page this morning. So yes, if you're not already following, I tried tagging. Michelle's not actually in the group, but
I
I'm sure
will be
after this
now.
she will be. She will be, so that when this tag will become active and she can share again in the group and to get into follow her page. And I wasn't sure if you had a group as well. Do you have a Facebook group?
Mhm.
Oh,
I
wait,
have a group that
I happen to know about this. I happen to think you're maybe starting a group.
it went live. So
That's
yes,
awesome.
I do. You helped me come up with that whole plan of action for it.
Maybe. So
Hmm.
that's very exciting to see, and very exciting that you launched that. And I know you're doing your own Facebook Lives this week, so definitely
Yes.
check in on those as well. But I thank you for being and showing mighty love to everybody here who's going to go rock their divaness to the best of their abilities. And Lynn is asking, yes, Lynn, as part of the Stretch Yourself Challenge, Michelle did in fact start a new Facebook group as one of her challenges.
So now I have to do a check-in and actually talk about it because I haven't done that check-in and posted it in the group.
Talk about that. So as we are working, many of us are working through content marketing challenges in the month of September. And yes, my Facebook Live series is a challenge that I'm ticking off. And I've done Facebook Lives in the past. I've done them with guests. I've even done 5 days. I have never gone live for 10 days.
I love it. I'm excited about it.
I'm excited. I have too many things to talk about, and we couldn't contain it to just one guest or one day. So we're going to go all the way through October 1st. And I can't wait to continuing the conversations. I want you all to take some of the ideas, whether you're watching this live, to our many live watchers. I appreciate it. And those who are going to be watching this on replay, and eventually when we get this video posted, probably as a non-live video to the page, and just take away the tips and to know that social media can be part of your community. Social media can help you build your email community. The two work together in synergy. It's not one versus the other. I know I disagree, and I think Michelle's with me. I disagree with the person that I saw and I love and respect, but who was saying that email marketing is dying. So we all know to be building communities, on social media. And I'm like, community growing is absolutely yes.
It's definitely happening.
But email isn't dying, folks. I don't care how many epitaphs have been written for it. This is something. This is a platform and a community that you own, you house, you get to show love on your terms. So go and show your list some love.
Yes, please do.
Give them the love. Thank them for being there. Give them virtual brownies if you can't give them real brownies. Hopefully you've gotten
a recipe to create some brownies.
I know. There have been a lot of talk that I need to come up with. I find and share a good mug brownie recipe because I understand some of my friends have a whole lot of mugs, and they need the brownies to go in the mugs. So
I have way too many mugs, but I love them.
We both say that. I'm looking at. There's 4 on my desk at the moment, and there's one in the box next to the desk.
I mean, you just can't help it.
Just like you need some more affirmations from Michelle to put up on your wall and on your desk. So I appreciate so much
Thank you, Jennifer,
that you came here and did this and shared. And I wish you great success with your new group, with your emails continuing on. And definitely going to see you to write some welcome emails in October.
Yeah,
so
I can't wait.
Awesome. Bye, Mighty Pals.
Bye, y'all.